Progressive Democrats are meeting in Oakland, and Marcy Winograd flew up from Southern California. She just gave me the Winograd for Congress button right off her own lapel. Thank you, Marcy.
I'll never miss an opportunity to give a reporter a button, certainly one who is, with us on the issues.
Well, it's great to meet you in person. You and I have talked many times in the past, and I wanted to get an update for our listeners on how your challenge of Jane Harman, one of the most conservative so-called Democrats in Congress, how's that faring?
I think it's going very well. I have to tell you, we have a strong volunteer base from my previous campaign when I jumped in 3 months before the election and mobilized almost 40% of the vote. So we're out there at the farmers markets every weekend. We have an endorsement from the chair of the Labor Committee in the California State Legislature, Bill Monning, and we're excited to mobilize behind key issues. For example, we are out there calling on Congressman Waxman to give us a scoring of single-payer health care. And if not that, then we want to make sure we get the Kucinich Amendment to protect states' rights for single-payer. We are talking about Afghanistan, rethinking Afghanistan. We are looking at Robert Greenwald's film, helping to distribute that film, and we're going to go to the executive board of the California Democratic Party when it meets in November with a resolution out of Afghanistan, bring our troops home, because what we're doing is creating new enemies. We're not providing any security.
I certainly support you on that, and I see some movement, and I can't tell if it is sincere yet. But Speaker Pelosi has said she doesn't think there are votes to send more troops to Afghanistan. Senator Feinstein, who I rarely agree with, has spoken up, raising doubts as well. And even the president, while he went on all the talk shows a week ago to promote health care issues, when he spoke about Afghanistan, he said he's skeptical about putting more troops in there. Do you believe these remarks that we're hearing, or is that just to mollify the progressive base and try to keep us quiet for a while?
I think those remarks are in response to the polls. I picked up USA Today. That's not a left-wing newspaper. It's very mainstream, and it was reporting the polls showing that 50% of Americans want to get out of Afghanistan. So if 50% of Americans want to get out, we know that the percentage is much higher within the Democratic Party. So the tide is turning as to whether or not it's worth nearly $1 trillion, which is what it's going to cost, if not more, to stay in Afghanistan. What concerns me, however, is that our message, our call, must be greater than just bring our troops home. It has to be stop the air raids on Afghanistan, stop the drones on Pakistan, because each time we send a drone in and it kills 100 people at a wedding party, we are just creating more hatred, generating more hatred in the world. That's not the way. It's not right that we are spending 90 cents to every dollar in Afghanistan on weaponry, on military hardware. We need to build schools and we need to build hospitals, but not as an occupying power. We have no legitimacy as an occupying power. We didn't have it in Vietnam. We don't have it in Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. We need to be a global partner working on shared prosperity. That's what I'm talking about.
Now, in the district where you're running, have you heard any concerns expressed about the Obama administration's extension of some of the bad legal policies, the power grabs that Bush imposed? Because while he's called for closing Guantanamo, and we're now hearing that it may not be as soon as he had hoped, we still have a huge Gitmo-like facility at Bagram where more than half of the prisoners did not come from Afghanistan. They were flown in there, and they're being held indefinitely without charge. The same situation that, we decry when it's happening on that tip of the island of Cuba. Are people aware of this, and do they feel a need to send President Obama this message that we want consistency and transparency on these critical issues?
I agree. The American public wants to be on the right side, wants to defend human rights, constitutional rights. I certainly want to see our constitutional rights restored. I don't believe in so-called preventative detention or illegal wiretapping, any of that. What I think, however, is the challenge is to make that a priority, because right now people are very focused on the healthcare debate. They're also talking about Afghanistan. But we have to connect the dots, and we have to say, look, if we want to promote democracy in the world, we have to start here at home, and with the policies that we are embracing. And when you hold somebody without trial, without even charging them, you are betraying the values of this country.